Ah, hello, wicked, awesome, rock and roll, yes. Okay, right. So, obviously, I took a while getting everything ready. Everyone was waiting a bit longer than I thought for kind of worrying reasons. Just purely because, well, number one, I actually forgot. I normally have the project open and everything's ready, but that's okay. We can use this loading time, this rather absorbent, whatever the word is, this rather extended loading time for me to explain everything that's going on today. Right, yes, boom, okay, right. So, number one, and this is quite an important issue to address. It's really cold here. It is really, really cold. So I'm kind of I've got a big coat on at the moment, and I'm realizing the problem that I have is just the concept of actually moving my hands out over to the keyboard. It's like the surface area is like, no, I can't be typing for super long. So I thought I'm gonna just do that sort of sneaky thing of switch the heating on just for a little bit. Oh yes, oh Lakia, let's rock. Oh, wicked. Oh, actually, while you're here, and once the project has loaded up, oh yes, this is my attempt yesterday. This is something that I'm going to do off stream. These are the cutscenes that I'm working on, but I'm not going to worry about that too much because in a nice way, I kind of like the idea that I do all the cutscenes off stream. So when you do actually play the game, there's like an interesting, there's like an interesting little treat, like on top of things that you have done. But yes, I'm doing really well. I'm very cold. It seems to be, so like kind of at the moment, it's like I'm having to just kind of keep my hands here up until I need to use my keyboard to do anything. But what about yourself, Lakia? How's it all rocking? I'm going to go into the main game. Hopefully. I think it's loading. We can get rid of that bad boy. And so what we're actually looking to do today is we're looking to make two more cards, and they're going to be two good fun cards that are going to be quite tricky in and of themselves. And then I want to make a start on yeah. I'm not bad. Now my internet seems to go. Okay, no, fair enough. Yes, okay. All right, you know what? I mean, don't get me wrong. This is a sort of dark, horrible thing to say, but I'm glad I'm not the only one that's suffering. That sounds really bad of me to say this. It's just, it's not me going crazy here. Because I generally, right, I brag that I've got a superpower, right, that when it's 5 degrees too warm or 5 degrees too cold, I literally am completely immune, right? So it's like quite often I'll be in a place where people will be like, oh, do you not find it cold? And I'm like, it's not cold whatsoever. But then as soon as it passes that threshold of, oh no, wait, it's really cold, then I feel as cold or indeed as warm as everyone else. But I've got this sort of like 5 degrees either way superpower. The only problem is it's now so cold that even I'm saying it's cold. I mean, it seriously is cold. But yeah, so in fact, actually, while you're here, Laker, I can quickly show you. Now, I mean, I still want to do a little bit more because, again, when it comes to particle effects, it's not anything too exciting. I'll see. Oh yes, oh brilliant, even better. We've got this one here. Right? Hopefully, I haven't actually tested this out entirely, but let's have a look. So I wanted to have a little sort of like blazing trail that kind of goes along as well. It's not anything super amazing, but I thought, you know what, let's stick with that. It still looks a bit rubbish now that I look at it again. But yeah, I don't know if you saw the little sort of fire trail that sort of comes off the back of it. And to be fair, the way that it just clicks and disappears, I could probably do something to improve that. But that won't be for today. Right, today we are going to make two cards, and these are two cards named after streamers that I quite like, because I quite like Hearthstone, and I like watching people specifically Hearthstone Arena. Yeah. It's so particle effects. I think there's a whole skill. There's going to be people who are just better at doing particle effects than I am, and I can kind of do relatively okay ones. But I feel like as long as there's sort of like some sort of like fiery extinguishing thing that comes out of it. But yeah, so there's two. So if you're into Hearthstone, I'd recommend them quite a lot. We've got Dreads and we've got Redbeard. Who are just really nice, properly chill, relax Hearthstone streamers. Sorry, I'm just going to be 1 sec. I've got my coffee. and I've realised I still have my screen on, like, because it is quite hard to get out of bed when you know it's so cold. But I sort of turned my heating on just for a little while. Anyway, that's my moan out the way. Right, we are going to start making some cards. Right, so let's find out where the actual cards that I'm working on are. We've got sprites, card art, and it's near the bottom here. If I turn this one up, good, my head isn't in the way. That's convenient. So it's going to be this guy and this guy. These are the two cards that we're going to work on today. I think it would be easier to work on... Actually, no, it doesn't matter too much. I'm just going to pick one at random. Right, okay. It's either... this is going to be called Dreadnought, and this one is going to be called Defiant Redbeard. And I will pick this one. It's fine. Yeah, this is the one that we're going to work on today. Right. I mean, we're going to work on both, but I'll do this one first. So, first of all, we need to make it a card. And these are both totems, so they require a little bit of extra effort, but really not that much more, because I've already done the animation. I'm just grabbing my coffee, because I need coffee, mainly for warmth. Even though I know the scientific explanation means that tea and coffee and hot chocolate don't actually warm you up, despite the fact you're drinking a hot liquid. I just like to hold it. Right, so in fact we can probably make the cards already. So resources, card SO, create a new card which we're going to call Defiant Redbeard. Do I actually have two separate names? I think Redbeard is all one word, but I will kind of like quote unquote separate it. Yeah, I think that should be fine. So Defiant Redbeard there, but when I'm making the name... Oh no, hold on. I think I do need to make it two separate names. So the card name is going to be Redbeard. Yeah, I think that looks good. Super Archer G. How's it all rocking? Wicked. Yeah, what you're up to? At the moment, we're making 2 more cards for my game, and I've got to find the picture, which hopefully I've got to squint here. I think it's this one here. There was probably an easier way. So it is a totem, and this is going to be if you have played more than played 5 or more cards at the end of the turn. At the end of a turn, add 1 inspiration. I can't spell that. Inspiration to your deck. So this is going to kind of play well with sort of cheap decks where you can play loads of cards in one turn. Looking for someone to VC or just chat with. Unfortunately, I'm unfamiliar with the term VC, but chat with, sure, sounds good. Yeah. So what you up to? You a oh yes, right. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry, the old advent of code. I have made a start with that. Oh right. Oh, fair enough. Like at the moment, to be honest, I like when it actually comes to having a sort of conversation midstream. I'm not super great with that, to be honest. Like it's like in my head, I'm like, no, it has to be the sort of chat. The traditional chat format, but that's just purely because I haven't actually done any trial or anything, because at the moment I think it would not work because the sound would come out from the monitor and it would just sound a little it would sound a little bit warped. Yeah, I do apologise for that. But yeah, so Anyway, we are working on this particular card, and we're going to make like I'm trying to work out how the upgrades are. So I think maybe this is going to be 3, then the upgrade is going to cost 1, and then the upgrade again is going to be the same, except you add 2. And actually, I should put the number 1 there instead. You add 2 inspirations to your deck. That's very kind of you, Gabby Rossoko. But that does look a little bit like spam. How do you just, yeah. I can't remember. There's probably an easy way to actually mute someone. I just can't remember how to do it from here. Anyway, right, so let's have a look. I'm going to go Control C. So I need to be a bit cautious with these numbers here. So the way that I break this up is I have to, where I've got the numbers, I have to just get rid of the correct bits. Oh yeah. No, it's okay. Like, obviously, don't get me wrong. I properly do trust you. I'm trying. In my head, it was a lot easier than this. No. I'll work it out later. No, that is very kind of you, as it is, because I've only seen you this one time. I don't know how to. Why am I so bad with this? Right, let's move that out of the way. Right, so we need to make sure that we've got all the all these moved around. So yeah, the reason that I'm sort of changing this, and what I do, I have key ints here. So the first key int is the number of cards played, and this is the number of inspirations. Int type, we still need to put these in, and we just have them as MISC. It just makes life a lot easier when sort of putting everything together. And I guess this can be a rare card. At the moment, this rarity has no effect on anything. But So, Super Archer G, do you do game development, or do you play games? If so, what games what games are you making as well? Let me quickly. Sorry, I need to. I literally was not even slightly prepared today. Not even in the slightest. I just need to turn my thing on. There we go. Yeah, right. So this is more or less all the things that we need. Card infos, we definitely want this as well. I'm going to go, we want totem, and we probably... actually, you know what I can do, when it comes to card infos, this is the info that you get when you hover over a card. So obviously we've got info that it's a totem, but I think I should have another bit of info about inspiration cards, because a lot of people, when they're playing inspiration cards, they don't actually know what inspiration cards are until they've played it. You probably make them better than me, but like, I think the part of what makes game development so exciting is it just feels like even if you spend an hour and you don't get anywhere, it feels like it's such a sort of cumulative process in that you just kind of learn, you know. And it's like, I remember times when I spent 4 hours doing something and then literally converting quite literally 4 hours of work into about 3 lines of code and being like, oh, I could have done that the whole time. But instead of being annoyed, I was more like, yes, that's brilliant. That's how good coding is, you know. That's why, yeah. But it's yeah. Oh, that's cool though. Right. Yeah, we're going to change card info. So what do I mean by that? If I go into this master script, oh yes, of course, this isn't open. And what do you use Unity, or do you use a different gaming engine? So over here we've got card infos. I'm just going to add one more. No, actually, we'll add 2 more. I want to have inspiration and misfits. Yeah, and then we'll save that. And then I'll need to, yeah, like, so where we've actually got this, whenever we're referring to them, we'll know what information to put in. So just before I do any of that, we can go back to Defiant Redbeard, and we can change this one to Inspiration, just so it knows. So I'll give some information as to what that is. Oh yeah, Unity's good actually. Yeah, it's one thing that I say quite often is it's so, what's the word, intimidating when you see so many things and you're like, what does all of this mean? And then when you realise a lot of it doesn't really matter. It's like, I use all of this stuff at the top here, no idea what any of it does. What does all this do? Some stuff I know, but a lot of it doesn't. You know, there's so many things that you just intimidating. You know, you just need to, you know, you can't learn everything in one day. And I've been using it for years, and there's still like 80% of the things I have no idea what they are. Right, so anyway, we've got Defiant Redbeard. I'll create all the upgrades. So this one here, card level is 1. The upgrade is going to be, so this will be the level 2 version, will be level 2 there, and it will be 1 mana cost, and everything else will remain the same. And then I'm going to duplicate this one here, and we're going to have 3. This will be card level 3. The mana cost will still be 0, but we're going to add 2 inspirations to your deck. I think everything else kind of can just remain the same. Oh, hang on a sec. Oh no, that's it. Yeah, I just wanted to check these ones. This was Totem. So what we can do first is just to see if the card actually plays and works in our deck, and just check that we haven't made any big issues. So Master, we've got it on Don't Load, and then our current deck. We've currently got a deck of 20. I'm going to go down to just 2, and then we're going to add Defiant Redbeard. Defiant Redbeard, and I'm just going to add a few of them. Now we will probably get an error message. I just want to see if it physically comes on the card okay. So that looks okay. That's roughly what I'm going for. These are the level 1 ones. If I play this, nothing will happen. Actually, I was kind of thinking, oh no, of course. So it's not, because whenever it's a totem, it orders to create a totem, but because we haven't assigned it to anything yet, it hasn't done that. But that's what we're going to do now. We're going to get our Defiant Redbeard totem pictures, or sprites, if you will, in place. Which I've already done those. So sprites, totems. So I'm going to create a folder which will be Defiant Redbeard sprites. And while we're here as well, I may as well get the create a folder, and it's Dreads, because his name is Dreads. So it's Dreads Naught sprites. So now that we've got that, we just need to get all the sprites in place. So if I go into my Rumple tokens, my Rumpletown things, we've got totems here, Redbeard. So I want to check that I've got all the correct sprites. I'm pretty sure these are all the correct ones. So I'm just going to, I'm going to drag them on. So I need to move this over here, put this here, and drag this onto this one here. And we just need to as well, so 1, 2, 8, I just need to set all these sprites, but I'll do that in just a sec. I want to put all the Dreadsnorts ones in as well. So back into totems. Now, did I actually make a folder? If not, I can just create one now. So I think this is the one. Let me open this bad boy. Whoa, sorry. So this is the, this is the Dreadsnort. Yeah, that's what he's going to look like. Right, so I'm going to go Control-Shift-S, save as PNG. We're going to create a new folder, which I'm going to call Dreadsnort. And then, rather importantly, I'm going to just add 000 to the file name, so that way when it saves it, it doesn't just add a number, it turns those zeros into numbers, which means everything stays in order a lot easier. But yeah, so that should be fine. Right, so I think we can get rid of that altogether. So now that we've got that, we've got our Dreadnought, all these pictures here. I need to copy all of these. Sorry, because I can't, it's quite hard to. Just need to drag it on over there, and now if I open up all of these and I click here and hold Shift and select all of these and just do that. Now I've got all of them highlighted. We're going to go 1 to 8, point filter, compression is none, and then apply. That will just mean all the sprites will look correct as I do it. But yeah, so that's good. So what we're going to work on next. In fact, why don't I'm trying to work out if it's worth me actually. No, we'll complete this Redbeard first. Right. So I've got to remember all of the everything that I need to do in order to make. Can't get this thing. Seem to get full screen. No, everything's fine. I need to do everything that I can to remember how to actually build up a totem, but I don't think it's particularly hard. So this bad boy here, we've got a card action script, where I'm going to put edit script. Now, what I need to do is just find, these are what all the cards, every single one of the cards do. So I'm just looking for my first totem card, and because I know that everything else is, this one looks perfect. All right, so I'm just going to copy this, Control C, then drag this all the way to the bottom, and then just change all the bits that I want. So I'm going to go Control V. So in this case, it's going to be Defiant Red Beard. And then we're going to summon totem Defiant. I think actually, yeah, that's okay. Sorry, I just wanted to check. So it does have spaces. The reason I'm a little bit cautious is because when I'm putting the card in, it doesn't have spaces, and I just got to remember if this one does need spaces. But here, I'm just going to put Defiant Red Beard. Okay. And I think we can actually, I can put keyInt 1, because that's relating to the number of inspirations that we're adding. So that which will, for levels 1 and 2, it's going to be only 1, but when it's level 3, it's going to be 2 inspirations. That makes a lot of sense in my head, although it might not make super loads of sense at this precise moment. So let's go to this definition. I'm trying to drink the coffee before it just starts getting too cold. So right. So let's find out what actually happens here. So we are summoning the totem with all this information. That's fine. The totem master script.create totem, and then that does that. So let's go into here. So this is the bit where we're physically, this is like the first function to create it, but then this bit here, let's go to this definition. This is when we're actually physically creating it. So this is the routine, which is still taking a little while. Right, I know it's normally a bit of a rabbit hole that I've got to go through to get there. This is all fine. So we are, yeah, that's fine. We're instantiating it here. We're adding it to our, this is where, oh, so the totem sprites, this bad boy, this is what I was after. This was the key thing. So if I go here, what we need to do now is just have Control C, Control V. I probably didn't need to copy and paste here. So this is Defiant Red Beard. And then we just need to find the pathway to get the sprites. So let's do that now. So if I just go right mouse button here, copy the path, then we can put all of this over here, and then so now if everything works, we should now be able to at least create the Defiant Red Beard. Let's see if that works, and then we'll work on getting this to actually do something. So let's have a look. Oh no, we got it looks like we had an error message. I'm trying to work out if that was an error message. Let's find out anyway. Oh. Oh no, it's okay. Don't worry. Like, I mean, my general stream is generally better. You know, for it's like I'm because whenever I'm watching Twitch, I quite often lurk. So like, don't worry. It's like if ever you just like I normally have the literally. Don't worry. That is no problem whatsoever. Super Archer G. Out of interest, is that any reference to the TV show Archer? Let's have a look, see why have we got an error message here. I'm not entirely sure. Sometimes we can find out here. Object reference not set to... Okay, at the moment, I'm not sure why we get that error message. I'm just going to see if we can still continue to play. So that still does its thing. Right, so I'm going to... Oh yes, of course. And so where it says Yarg, this shouldn't happen, that's because I haven't put any information for inspirations yet. But that's fine. So let's go move this. So it looks like we've created it. Ah, okay. We have a good fun problem here. I've actually put one too many sprites in because the sprite which I wanted as the default one has got the little card in. But that's very easy to deal with. It's simply... I just need to get rid of these two. So let's delete those. So let's give this another try. So if I was to play this now, yeah. And the idea is he's going to do that animation when he's been activated. And also, so what we've got a few things to do here. We want to make it number one, so that when you hover over here, you get information, and that's easy to fix. There's lots of nice ways of being able to do that. So let's try and work out what we can do first. So we have got as far as being able to create the Redbeard totem, which is great. Now, in the totem master script, I'm going to go Control MO. I think if I actually have a look at this, I'm just going to copy this, Control C, Control V. This will be get number of inspirations to add. Get number of inspirations to add. So yeah, so I'll rename this because it's almost the same code, to be honest. So if we just rename this to number of inspirations to add, and then here we just change this with Defiant Red Beard. This is going off a lot of the code that I've done over the last sort of several months, so I've made it so that it's quite nice and easy to edit this. So what we are doing now, this function here, we are finding the number of inspirations to add, but we've got to work out the exact point that we want to check as well. So, sorry, I just realised I've been treading on... Oh, I've been sitting on a cable the whole time. Right, okay, we're back in. Right, so that should be all we need for the time being. And now what we're going to do is... I've also made this quite difficult to activate this, but that's not... We'll sort this out. So where we have this end turn script, right, I've got to have a quick look. So somewhere along here, I just want to check. Yeah, sorry about this. Here we go. So where we're activating the ready camps, that's roughly the time we want to be adding the inspirations, because the ready camps get activated at the end of turn. So maybe we should do it here. So if, in fact, I just want to have a little debug.log. Don't ask me why I've called this script to delete this script. .instance. Number of cards played this game. All right. So what I kind of want to do, no, not hold on. Number of cards played this turn. Okay. So I just want to check, right, that when we get this debug message, it will tell us the number of cards we've played on this particular turn. So let's just test to see if that works, because I can't remember. I know that I do reset that number somewhere, because obviously. So anyway, let's go have a little play. So I'm going to say 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so when I end turn, it should somewhere have on debug, it should say 3, and there we have it. Absolutely fine. So now we need to have it so that debug log. So we now know this works. So if okay, so Control C, Control V is greater or equal to 5, then we want to add the number of it. So let's go delete this. Int number of inspiration cards to add equals, and now we've got this totem master script here. So totem master script dot instance dot get number of inspirations to add equals that. Okay, that's a function, so I need to do it like that. And yes, and then we now want to add all the inspirations to our deck. Now I've got to remember exactly how to do that, but I'll just put a little green note saying add that number of inspirations. Okay, dot dot dot. Okay, the reason I'm leaving that there because I want to also make sure that when we're adding the inspirations, it does. I don't want to be doing too many things at once, because they can they can break things. So I'm just going to wait for the little animation of adding the inspirations to be done. So I'm just going to press Control F. Inspiring pot. Here we go. So this is basically what we need to do. So I'm just going to copy this. We can't. It doesn't quite work. Control C. I can't. Yeah, I need to. We can't copy it exactly, but this is still fine. Control C. Let's go back into this end turn. Control V. We'll get some red error, but that's no problem at all. I'm just going to have card action draw card script, and we'll call it that. Actually, I should give it a smaller name than that because it'll confuse things. I'll just call it card action equals, and then we just want to get access to this particular thing. So I need to say card action script dot instance. Oh no, that's a bit of a problem. Have I not made this? This ought to have been a. Sorry, I realised I just kind of assumed that I made this a singleton. If I haven't, that's still not the end of the world. I've just got to think of a better route to get it. I could simply just make it an instance. Make it a singleton. So the advantage of making a singleton, if you make a script a singleton, it means every other script can easily get access to it, which is great. Why don't you make all the scripts singleton? Then life is a lot easier. Now, there is actually, I've got a very strong argument for why that's a good case, but it does get very confusing after a while. Anyway, all we need to do is get hold of this card action script. So let's go find all references. I think there might be an easier way of me getting hold of it. Oh, actually, let's do one more. So this is the end turn master script. So what we can do, and it's not anything too bad, we can just have a public card action script that we'll keep underscore. We'll put an underscore there, and I'm just going to have card action script equals get component. So the reason I know this is because this script here, this end turn master script, is on the same object. No worries. Lurk away. I've got to think which one Starbound is. Is that? That's not a farming game, is it? No. Anyway, no. But you enjoy it. Yeah, literally. I think. Yeah, that's the thing. I want to be the best sort of lurk stream. It's like that's. Right. Anyway, let's have a look. So. Card action script there. So we now have access to this card action script. So all we really need is to say underscore card action script dot underscore. I have not made this easy for myself whatsoever, have I? Let me just try and work out. Let me see if I can find out a slightly more reasonable way of doing this. Let's go to this definition. In fact, let's not make anything too hard on ourselves. We're just going to have equals get component oh no, that was what I wanted. Get component card action draw card script. Okay, so card action dot add that while card action dot busy, and this will be number of inspiration cards. And what I'll do as well, just to be on the safe side, if number of inspiration cards is greater than 0, then we're going to do all of this. Because otherwise we're just doing code that we don't need to do. So this should look, this should in theory work. We just need to sort of test it. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay. Now I need to actually now add some sort of 0 mana run. I need to add some cheap cards to check that it works. Okay. So and then I think we're kind of and that's actually this card done, which is pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. Right, so something cheap. I can't think of any cheap cards. This is not an easy way of... right. Oh, yeah, that's going to be good. Yeah, let's add a few of these. This will make life a lot easier. Okay. Right, so I'm going to press play now. So I've actually added cards that give you mana and draw cards. So this should be okay. So I'm doing a Defiant Redbeard. I'm now going to cast Oh Yeah, which draws me 2 cards and gives me 2 mana. So I've got the 2 mana back. That's brilliant. I'm going to do another one of these. Draws me 2 cards. Gets 2 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So now we have got more than 5 cards. So, oh yeah, I need to put that text in. That's no problem. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we should, in theory, at the end of turn, add 6 inspiration cards to our deck. Let's see if that works. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, right, don't worry, it'll be easy to set up. Now, let's quickly press the button that resets all the progress that I've made. Okay, let's try again. Starting from the top. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've played 5 cards. It should be 3 inspirations. That should make it 4, and that should make it 5. So we've got 3 cards left at the moment. I'm going to press end turn. That's added. Oh, it looks like it's just worked. It looks like it's worked. Did this animate? I wasn't paying attention. So these are all the inspirations. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's just playing out all the cards at the moment, which is fine. So now we have played 5 cards. I just want to see if this animation does play out. Yeah. Yeah, it does. That's all good. Right, just got to work out why that particular one is looking a bit grumpy. I think it is just where it is. So, but that looks. I think we're actually there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I think the thing which I'm kind of working on is just the concept of. Yeah. So now I think I've kind of emptied most of my deck now. So I have. Oh no, I do appreciate that. It looks like I've created a bit of a soft lock. That's okay. No, I do appreciate that. I think what I'm working on is making the animations a little bit faster, because as it is, this particular scenario, it's like I had to do quite a lot of work to manufacture that. It's just I do want to make it so that, like, kind of like with Hearthstone, you can queue up moves even while the other ones are playing out. But I do agree with you, and thank you as well. Cheers. It's I have in fact, let's go have a look at this error message. Oh, it looks like we've got it exactly right. Oh wow, fantastic. Yeah, I see. I think I see why the problem has happened. It does get a bit confusing. It's to do with the mana coins, but no, that looks good though. Oh, sorry, yes. Oh, that's surprising. You should ask. Hold on. This might not work. This will be really embarrassing if this doesn't work. Hold on. No, it is. Yes. Oh no, actually no. At the moment, this is just this is for the. So this isn't actually the website. This is just to actually play an earlier version of it. Now, just to give you fair warning, there's no sound, and it is a slightly earlier version. But I really should have the. In fact, is it just wish list? Hold on. Wish list. Nope. Nope. That would have been the sensible option. Sorry, I need to put that in. That really should be made a lot more available. But I do appreciate this though. That's great. Yeah, let me see if I can find the link for you. That is not what I'm looking for. Yeah, there we go. Right. Control C. Yeah, so Lakey, you're already on it, so I do appreciate that, because it does actually help. Even if you don't get the game when it comes out, just actually wish listing does help me overall. So I do really appreciate that. Yeah, that's brilliant. I mean, oh yeah, no, thank you. I do really appreciate that. That makes it a lot easier for me, because like it is quite hard to actually sort of, like, it turns out marketing is quite a difficult thing in and of itself, so you really do help me. I do appreciate that. Right, I'm not going to be worried too much about this, because the only way which I could work out in getting that error message is if you have a completely unrealistic deck that you actively try to play everything. So I'm okay with that. Right, so it looks like, even though we're only 50 minutes in, we've done the entire of the Defiant Redbeard in 50 minutes. That actually took a lot less than I thought. So what we can do now, you know what, I'm going to do my classic, right? I am going to give myself, I want to see if I can do the entire of Dreads, the Dreadnought, within 45 minutes. Unfortunately, I've got to work out what that is in in seconds, which is yeah, because I like to have a timer so I can see if I can actually get it done in time. You know what? Let's make it 30 minutes because that's probably easier. What's 60 times 30? That's 600. In fact, I'll be able to see over here. So I just need to right over here. Got a smiley face there at the moment. 600. So that'll be 1800. Right, 30 minutes. Okay, right. Let's see if I can do the entire of the next card in 30 minutes. Okay, right. So we've already got the sprites. We just need to first of all work on making our card. So let me go create card here. We are going to have Dreads 0, 0, 1, and it's Dreads 0 over there. Card level is 1. Its mana cost, here is where it gets interesting. Let's see. I think I might make it the same idea as the last one. So it's going to be 3 mana. This will be a totem. The sprite is going to be much easier. Actually, no, look, I will. I think I know where roughly it is. So art, it's this one here. Right. The card text. After playing a... I'm just going to put the number 0. Cost card. Add 1 defender. Okay. Plus that'll be 1. This will be a defender. Card text. Control C. Oh yeah, yes. Oh, fair enough. Oh, a telly Heath appointment. Fair play. You go for it, man. C. Control V. Plus. So we can just get rid of the things that we don't need. So, oh, actually, no, I'm getting there. So this number isn't quite as significant. So I'm going to go home. So after playing a 0 cost card, add 1 defender. It is a totem. I think I make this the rarity. As long as it's rare, that's fine. Card infos. We want an info on totem. And we want infos on defenders. The reason this card is going to be good is because there's other cards that benefit, like, I mean, the most important one is Boy Royston, that benefits from you playing defenders. So there's going to be a sort of, and if you think indirectly with the Redbeard, Defiant Redbeard, that adds 0 cost cards to your hand. So generally this works if you've got a lot of cheap cards that are constantly, like, that you can play loads of. That's kind of that's what I'm kind of generally going for in this game. I want people to work out combinations that, you know, like I say, I like getting proved that it's like, oh, by the way, here's a whole combination that you didn't even think of. That's what I love. Right, so this is looking good so far. And where are we? Dreadnought's there. Dreadnought, yeah, that's fine. We're going to duplicate this. We're going to just change all the relevant things that we need. That will be, mana cost will be 1. The card level will be 2. And everything here will remain the same, I think. And then we can duplicate again. Three. Oh! Sorry, I am literally only thinking of this now, and this is just throwing out probably what is a terrible idea. But I had a friend who was able to put all of these, like, the images of my cards in a, like, made all the cards just look a little bit better in a slightly more hand-drawn, like, artistic watercolour painting sort of way. And what I could do, and this is more just an idea that's probably terrible, but what I could do is make it so that whenever you actually get a card to level 3, it changes the art style to the sort of watercolor painting version. But that's, I don't know if that's actually a good idea. That's more just like, I thought if I threw that idea out, it might work. So I think that's all we need. So now that we've done that, yeah, we've got to do a little bit of maintenance after this, but let's go in. We're doing the fun bit first. So we don't need... We need the card action script. Let's just close that because that's just going to get in my way, I think. So let's go all the way down the long, long scroll. Okay, there we go. So we can just Control C, Control V. This one here will be called Dreads Naught. Over here, Dreads Naught. And I think this key in here is actually going to be number 0 because there's only one integer that we need to worry about. Okay. Where are we up to next? So now we've got the Totem Master script. We can Control C, Control V. This will be get number of I think we'll just call it get Dreads Naught number. Get Dreads Naught number. That seems fine. So I'll rename this to Dreads Naught number. And where we've got this totem script.in, this is cycling through all our totems, and every totem is given an integer. Some of them don't need this integer, but in the case of Dreadnoughts, and with Defiant Redbeard, we need to know how many defenders each one is adding. So, Dreads Naught. I just want to check that is what I've called it as well. Let me just double check. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so now we've done that bit, we've still got some other bits to do. Did I just get rid of the totem? No, it's all here. Everything's here. We're fine. Create totem. This is the routine. So when we're actually getting the totem sprites, let's go to this definition. We just want to do the same again, but with Dreadnoughts. Dreadnought. And I want to just copy this one as well. So let me go out of here. We just need to copy the path of where the sprites are. So if I go into sprites, totems, Dreadnought sprites, I'm just going to copy this path, chuck this all the way in here. Right. So I think that should be fine. So first of all, before we do anything else, I want to check that we are summoning the... If I saved everything looks good. I just want to check that we are summoning the... Oh, we're only 21 minutes. Oh, wow. This is going to be easy. I could just slow down now. I don't know why I gave myself so much time. I think I can do... This will be the easiest thing in the world. No problems whatsoever. I definitely won't run into any problems. There's no way I'll run into any problems. Okay. Right. So what was I doing? What we want to do is, I mean, like, no, the reason I say that is I feel like, I mean, I've only used just under 9 minutes of my allotted time, and I'm almost there. So I think we keep all these oh yeahs in, and we'll add a few of these. Okay, so we got 2 level 1 ones, a level 2 and a level 3 one. So first of all, let's see if we create the totem without too much of a hitch. So let's have a look. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so at the moment, it still doesn't do anything, but and I just kind of want to check that the inspiration things work. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 inspirations added. Yeah, that's fine. So we've got a good chance of just drawing inspirations. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we now need to get Dreadnoughts to actually work. And then we're going to work on a few like fun little things as well. Oh yes, actually there are some good things that I want to work on. But sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get this Dreadnoughts to work. So how are we going to do that? I think where we have the card action script, I want if card SO dot mana cost is equal to 0. Int Dreadnought number equals totem master script dot instance dot get Dreadnought's number, and then if Dreadnought's number is greater than 0, then we can just summon. In fact, I can just sneak this bit here, can't I? Look, I'm just going to copy this. Control C, Control V. Yes, and then instead of here, I just need to make this number the Dreadnought's number. Okay, now, have I just done all of that in less than 12 minutes? Is that, yes. Oh. Is he being self-congratulatory again? Yes, yes. Okay, so we've got the Dreadnought numbers, we've got this. I think this is okay, because we're even waiting. So let's give this a shot. So right, okay, so we've got 1 Dreadnought here. So I'm going to play this. All right, 0 cost. So this is a 0 cost card. Let's see if it works. So what we're hoping to do is gain 2 mana, draw 2 cards, but also at the end add 1 defender. Right, is this going to work? Let's go. All right, now what I kind of want to do is okay, so we draw another one. That's fine. Here we go. Right, we've got this Dreadnought here. Right. So now if I press do a 0 cost one, then we should be adding 2 defenders. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, stop the timer. We've got it. That was a lot easier than I thought. Okay. Now we're going to do a few sort of slightly more more sensible things, because there's a few things which are still going to be quite fun, some which are going to be quite boring. But let's just get one of the. That was so good, right? So I can actually stop the timer. I thought that was going to take me a lot longer than I thought. So I'll stop this timer for the time being, and then we'll get rid of that. So I have actually. I thought that was going to take me a bit longer than that, but we've created 2 cards, which both of them I thought might have actually been quite a lot of work, but it looks like we've got it covered. So what's basically happened, the card is doing its effect, and then right afterwards we're checking to see if any of them cost 0. If they do, we're then getting hold of whatever the Dreadnought's number is. So that's like either one, it's basically 1 for every Dreadnought's totem, unless it's a level 3 one, in which it's 2, blah, 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 and then we're adding that number of defenders. I am happy with that. That's great. Okay, so where are we going next? We are. Oh, that was why. Sorry, there was a reason why I was reluctant. So what we're going to do next? I want to when we're hovering over, I'll show you the next problem that I'm going to address and then deal with. So when we're hovering over, we just get a grey thing there. Now I've got to look at the code of this totem. I'm going to edit this script. In fact, is it on here? No. Edit this script. So on pointer enter, we get the create totem infos for this. Okay, so I can now stop this. I just needed to get to this script. So whenever we're hovering, this is the bit of code that we're doing. So let's go to this definition. This one, we're putting in a totem script in place. We're then creating the thing. This is basically this bit here, where we're getting the string. Let's go to this definition. We just need to make one for our new totems. So Control C. Control V. Defiant red beard. And Control C. Adds so this adds so defiant red beard adds, and this totem int is that the first number. So this will be add this inspiration cards at the end of each turn if you have played 5 or more cards. I think that's all we need. Yep, that'll do. Case dreads naught, return dreads naught, adds, and then we can just copy this a little bit. Control C. That many totem string, that many defenders every time you play a 0 cost card. I think that's it. So I think that's one thing sorted already. I might need to do... You know what, that's enough for the time being. So we're just going to check to see if that works. I think that's pretty much all I needed to do. So, right, let's give this a try. So, I'm going to play this and then hover over. Defiant Redbeard adds 2 inspiration cards at the end of each turn if you've played 5 or more cards. Absolutely fine. This one here, this is the Dreadnoughts, adds 2 defenders ever. Oh, I've just put ever time. I need to put a Y there, but every time you play a 0 cost card. So, yeah, that's all good. Right, okay, I just need to put a little Y, a cheeky little Y, just there, because my spelling's incorrect. Okay, Control M. Oh, that is that sorted. Now, create card infos. I think get card info... No, hold on. Yeah. Go to definition. So, what we kind of need to do now is add some info about what misfits and so Control V, and I actually just want to check that I have done it. So this is just whenever you hover over, we're going to have information about inspirations and misfits. And I just want to check that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12 infos at the moment. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, and then we just want misfits and inspiration. So inspiration. Inspiration cards are useful. I'm going to say are useful free spells. Yeah, I think that should be okay. A useful zero cost spells. Yeah, I think that should be okay. Misfit turn. Misfit cards. These cards make all the bees cards stronger. Yeah, okay. Misfit cards. Have a misfit cards are generally. Well, how can I describe them? Because they're pretty useless. Misfit cards are zero cost spells that are, I want to say, slightly useless, and then change the wording a bit later. Yeah, we're going to use the word slightly useless. That are slightly useless. Why would anyone then want a misfit card that vanquish themselves? Yeah, I think that's fine. I really don't want to be bigging up them, because the whole point about misfits cards is they're supposed to be a little bit useless, but they're good when, you know, you're actually able to synergize them with other things. Yeah, I think that's okay. Right. That way we've just got a little bit more information. Okay, so we're only 1 hour and 14 in, and we've already made 2 brand new cards, and we've fixed a few things along the way. So there are, we've got, I don't know what right, okay, I've got to work out, we've got 2 big things that I want to do. One which is going to be quite mind-boggling. The other one is going to be quite sensible, but maybe it's going to be quite tricky. I'd rather get the tricky one done. So what we're going to do is, first of all, if we have a look at Renegade, I think Renegade is actually, and in fact we can look at I just want to have 100. I want to have max life here. So Renegade, like what I kind of want to do, any cards that create drones, we need to do more work on drones in general, but I'll show you what drones are, and I'll show you what my plan of action is. So arriving here, perfect, brilliant. His first move is a drone. So I hover over here and it says create a drone that increases 10 attack at the end of each turn. So like now, if I press end turn, right, he's now creating this. Now, unfortunately, when it's at this point here, you can't hover over it. And you really should be able to, because unless you've read it at that specific time, you'll never know what that does. And so if you actually end turn now, you will see that this kind of like pulsates a bit to indicate alright, so he's done his attack. Yeah, you saw it just slightly pulsate. That's to indicate that the attack has grown. So he's doing more attack now. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pause it. And I think our first thing that we want to do is make sure that when you're hovering over this, you can actually get to know what each drone does. Now this might be a little difficult, but let's see. So monster drones. In fact, let's go into our proper monster drone game object. That's fine. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, Code Rad! Let's rock! Oh, wicked. Yeah, how's it going? Have I shown you? I don't know if I've shown you yet. Oh, yeah. I've made... it's going to be quite hard to actually engineer it, but I have made a Code Rad card. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, I've made a Code Rad card. Sorry, for some reason my background has got this, and I have no idea why. I'll worry about that another time. But yes, so I'll actually, in fact, it won't take me too long. I can quickly show you. Let's have a look. Alright, first of all, I just want to click here and get hold of this script because this is where we're working on. Right, and now I just go, yeah, Code Rad. Now you won't be able to actually see it in effect because I haven't got any ready camps. But so yeah, generally I haven't been streaming as much as I really should. I think like I can use obviously all the excuses. It's just like, you know, there's just been a lot on. Right, so this is what the card does. At the moment, because we don't have any cards or any ready camps active, you won't be able to see it in full effect. But this is what happens. It kind of goes, and then it presses, and then like essentially it destroys all your ready camps and then gives you loads of stuff. I thought I needed to show that one off. Right. So where are we today? We are working on this. Actually, yeah. Oddly enough, this is. I'm actually working on making it so that when you hover over the drones, you can get information about them. So for us to do that first, we need to make a. I'm going to add component. We're going to have a 2D box collider, and now that's actually a bit too big. We kind of want to make it just 1 by 1, maybe a little bit bigger. I want to make sure the numbers are kind of relatively even. So how much does that make it? Is it 1 point? Let's just say 1.2. So 0, 1.2. Yeah, 1.2 sounds good. 1.2. So we first of all, so now that we've got this monster drone script, we are going to make sure that when you hover over, something happens. Now, oh, actually, I can do one better, I think. Oh no, you know what? Let's do one better. So I made a separate script a little while ago that deals. I just called it hover script, and I think that's probably a better way to do it. So now that we're in here, we're going to have hover info script. Actually, I think I've called it hover info coolman script because this one here is actually old stuff that isn't useful. So hover info coolman script. All right, and let's edit this script. And all we actually need to do is give it the info string. So we need to find out all the drones. Let's see. Let me just. I just need to get to the master script. That's it. So what we actually need to do next is monster drone type. So, oh wow, oh yes, oh fantastic, Super Archer G, let's rock. Actually, I'll tell you what. Also, sorry on that. Yeah, like how's actually your game development going at the moment? I was seeing. I think again, it's one thing that I'm very guilty of. I do quite often just lurk. I'd often just kind of like see how it's going because it's normally been like a sort of a long day of work and stuff. But yeah, but super slid to a hole. Yeah. Oh. So. Oh yeah. But well, I think that's the thing. You've got to like. I think it is quite hard to get the inspiration, but I think I find quite often if I close my eyes, I'm just like, yeah, I just kind of like can sometimes think of like, you know, I sometimes go to sleep and I wake up with sort of a fresh new ideas and think, that's what I'm going to do. But if you are new to game development, it's a rule which I pass to everyone, is make sure you are not you make sure whatever game it is that you're making is very small and don't try and make too many ideas. You can still make a unique idea. So it's like, obviously Flappy Bird is the go-to one that people go to. That is one of the most simple games, but it's actually surprisingly quite fun. Yeah. No, I can respect that. I can respect that. I think sometimes you can get really stuck on bits of code. Right, so what we're going to do here is on the master script... let's have a look. We're going to have public string get drone. How have I named everything out? Go get drone. Yes, info goes. Yeah. I think that's all we need, and so we just need monster drone type. Monster drone type. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, see how it goes. I think one thing that is very hard is looking back at code that you haven't worked on for a while. So first of all, I'm just going to have return no. Okay. The reason I've got that is just we know that we've got the wrong that it hasn't lined up. So switch monster drone case. Monster drone type dot. I actually don't know. Let's go to this definition. Let's find out how many different go to definitions. I've got heal, rage, sniper, scrap. Just those 4. That's fine. Easy. Monster drone type. Heal. Oh yeah, that's you are right there. I mean that does sound good. It's just to me when it comes to sort of visual effects and stuff. As much as I love playing games when they've got really good effects, I always feel that is not my strong point at all. Heals. Oh, actually, we need some more info as well. Int. We want int. Let's find out what it's called. Key drone ints, that's what we need. Yeah, that's fine. So let's go back onto here. Int key drone int. Heals plus key drone int dot dot toString plus hit points at the end of each turn. So yeah, this looks fine. Okay, so yeah. So I'm basically making sure that every time you hover over a monster drone, it will give you some information. Oh yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, so I mean, like whenever I think of that, I just think of like Metal Gear Solid, where you're trying to sort of stay out of the light and try or a lot of sort of rogue. Sort of spying, kind of like sneaking sort of games. It's also my little hack, which I use to I generally like to avoid having to use any physics when I can. So pretty much every one of my games that I've ever made, I have tried to avoid, because physics to me that just baffles me. I tried making a sort of 3D platformer once and it all went okay up until I had a solid object and I could always clip through the objects. And you know when you're thinking, why can I clip through it? I've made it solid. Why can I clip through? And it was just, I was getting so annoyed that I was like, I just, you know what, I give up. Yeah, oh, hold on. Actually, that's a really good point. I do technically have a Discord, but I haven't invited anyone to it yet. Let me, you know what, I'll put it in chat. In fact, actually, no, hold on. Yeah, at the moment, it's not super populated. Discord. No, I don't. Sorry, I actually thought I did have it. That's even more embarrassing. Right, let me see if I can... Why am I so rubbish with this? Ah, invite people. So I think I can just do that. Yeah. But yeah, like by all means put it in. At the moment, like I say, I need to. My Discord is looking quite barren at the moment. But like, if you want, I can put you. I can post it if you post it. But yeah, anyway, once hopefully that will work, and then you can get in. That'll be cool. Right. Ads plus droneit dot to string. Yeah, sounds cool. Plus add scrap cards to your deck at the end of each turn. So at the moment, all I'm doing is just giving information. So when you hover over the drone, it gives you the relevant information that you need. Case monster drone type dot rage drone. I'll put the monster. Actually, no, enemy. Enemy makes more sense here. Enemy. Adds scrap cards. My. Well, I mean, the way which I normally do it is I'll normally like. Actually, yeah, to be honest, it is quite difficult. Like, what I would do is whenever you've made any progress, I kind of quite often put a bit of progress up on YouTube so people can get a bit of a sort of trailer. Because, yeah, if you had a YouTube link, it'd probably be a bit easier. The enemy adds plus key droneit dot to string plus attack each turn. Adds, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, at the end of each turn. Yeah. Right, hopefully, I mean, this might go horribly wrong because I still need to do a little bit of coding to get this to work. Monster drone type dot. Oh, sniper drone. I haven't actually done anything here, but I'll just put return snipe. Okay, at the moment, this doesn't do anything because we don't have one. But that's okay. We've got 3 drones sorted. So I want to check now if we play the game. No, it doesn't quite work because I've obviously made a mistake. Hoverman info call. So upon setup, we want to have get component hover info call man script. Okay. Dot setup and the info string is going to be master.script.instance.get drone info, and we need the drone type and key drone int, and I'm just going to have this as vector 3.0 for the time being. So I think that's all we need. So what's happening, whenever we're summoning up and we're setting up the drone, we're doing all of this, and then this bad boy is going to, we're getting the component, so we're then going to get access to this bad boy where we're setting up, and we're setting up the string, and then when we hover, we are creating it at the right place. Okay, yes, let's hope this works. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Actually, yeah. The only problem is, like, when it comes to Discord, I genuinely I'm always slightly wary of Discord. I just because I don't use it for. I use it. I have a very sort of limited use of it. I haven't really delved too much into the sort of realms of screen sharing and stuff. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, I'm sorry. Right. Okay. So hover over. So what we're looking to do now, we're just checking to see that when he creates the drone, that we can hover over. So at the moment, boom, hover over, no problem whatsoever. Oh, of course, I've actually got that. Yeah, that doesn't matter though. So now he's creating this bad boy. Oh, hang on a sec. I think I can see a problem. I can see a problem. Oh, okay. Well, that was a different problem than I thought. But that's obviously a bit too small, isn't it? But that's okay. Well, that's a different problem, but that's fine. Let's try and work out why that problem is the problem. Huh. I don't know. If I go Control-Shift-P, we can... Oh, no, hold on. I need to make sure that we're hovered over, and then I want to go Control-Shift-P. And now if I click on this... just got to work out why this one is smaller. And I don't really know why. Because, yeah. why would it make it as small as it is? I was so sure, because I'm pretty sure that if I go pause. Okay. Yeah, for the life of me, I can't work out why it is as small as it is. So I've got another little plan that I'm going to try. So I'm going to unpause, hover, Control-Shift-P to pause. And now if we select this, and then we then no longer, we just keep it as a separate thing, it then does say that it is half the size. I just can't work out... if I go Control-Z, it's saying that it is the correct size there. Now, why is that the case? Because that shouldn't have any effect. Right, okay, this is a fun problem. Oh, Grumbler Pugs, let's rock! Oh, wicked. Oh, how's it going? Yeah, sorry, again, I'm guilty as well. Yes, by the way, you are entirely right. You are 100%... Oh, hang on a sec. That's it, because I was looking at this, and the scale is there. However, that's 0.5. Boom. Okay, yeah. Oh, wicked. I tell you what, like, if ever... I do feel that it was... it's like just, yeah, it's sort of suddenly landing in. It's like a... Rah! Just, yeah, properly kind of like straight off the bat. That could have taken me a lot longer. Yes, thank you. Oh, yes. Right, awesome. I really appreciate that. No, because in my defence, I was looking at this bit and I was seeing this was one, and it didn't even occur to me to go one further. So we need to deal with that head on. How are we going to do that? There's actually there's plenty of ways we can do this. Oh, hold on. Can I just make that true? Right. Okay. Let me see if this works. Let's see, because I always pondered this and I can't remember if it actually does anything. Let's check that it does something first. Go to definition. Proportional to camera size equals that. Okay. I think I just need to turn this bad boy on. So let's go drone game object. So now that we've got it there, I think if I just click that, because I think I have dealt with this problem before, and I have no idea if this... yeah, no, I mean, I think that would have taken me a while, but now I think that's the thing, that's pointed me towards this. Right, let's see if me just putting that tick on has worked, because this is part of what is the quite nice thing about, like, when you actually do code quite well to begin with, ideally... I then just be like, oh, I've dealt with this problem in the past and now I've solved it with this one tick box. Now, is this going to work? No! Oh, that's a shame. Okay, right. Let's just double check that... no, we have got it sorted. That's fine. There's other ways of me fixing that. It's like, oh, I did have a tick box. I did have it, like, prepared. That's okay. We've got, like... So yeah, it's essentially, I've just got to make sure that it is twice the size. So let's go find out, let's find all references to this. Let's see how many times we've used it. Not that many. So, yeah, what I need to do is, like, I'm trying to work out, because what I kind of want to do, so the main arguments at the moment, we've got, so this is where I'm getting a bit confused. If I go into that... Okay, sorry, this is misleading. Oh, no, it's not misleading. So we've got the string, the vector, that's basically where we're... yeah, the transform, which is what the parent is going to be. And there. So what we should do is... this is going to make life a little bit awkward. But I'm going to have to just get rid of... No. If I just have here another vector, so we're going to create some error messages, but to sort a few things. Vector 3 scale vec. Okay, so I'm now just going to put that into the ether, and then see how many error messages we've created, which is fine. I love doing this. This is my way of debugging, by the way. I just create the error messages. So let's go into this bad boy. So this is get ticket info. And I'm guessing it's over here. So this is the scale vec. This is just going to be vector 3.1. Okay. So that shouldn't have changed anything. So that's fixed one of the error messages. And now... Yeah, the only problem is this is a bit of aid putting some masking tape over the problem, as opposed to dealing with it properly. But I'm fine with that. Masking tape deals with everything. We had an extractor fan that broke down. So it's like, no, don't worry. Masking tape over it. It's fine. It just works. Over the bits that broke off, everything's fine. That's what we're doing here. So, so what we kind of want here is a public vector 3, which we'll call scale vec. And at this point here, we're going to have a vector 3 scale vec equals vector 3.1. Oh no, I think we can just... Can I do this? Equals new... I don't think I can, actually. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We'll just create some more error messages. No problem whatsoever. And that obviously needs to be lowercase, or otherwise we'll get some problems. Oh no, literally, just completely, you don't have to worry about that at all. That's very kind of you, though. It's probably not the best... it's probably not the actual best method. It's only like, because I haven't got too much scale vec. There we go. Right, so why is that giving me grief? Let's have a look. Oh, we just need to get rid of that, don't we? I think. That should be okay. So now that we've got this, no, I think because one thing that also helps is whenever I'm streaming, I have a bit more sort of energy. Because, like, even though I definitely do stare into the abyss sometimes, where I'm like, oh, I have no idea where I'm going next. More often than not, because I know I'm streaming, it gives me the energy to be like, nope, let's just move on to the next bit. So this should be useful so far. And now let's go over here. We still haven't actually set this variable, but we'll worry about that later. Instantiate local position equals there. So I guess at this point here... Oh, of course, it's not actually... I think this particular like scaling with the camera is still useful, but just not in this case. So card info script dot info. Oh, that's what I want. Lowercase card info dot info trans dot local scale equals scale vec. Okay, right. We're still going to have some error messages as we come off, but when we're setting. Yeah, we will still have some error messages. Comma. The scale vec is going to be... Is there actually a vector 3.2? No, there isn't. Okay, that was worth a shot. Okay, so we just need to go new vector 3, 2.0f, comma, 2.0f, 2.0f. Actually, we don't even need that last one. Okay, so that's one thing sorted, but I've essentially it's 1 step forward, 8 steps back. Oh, 5 steps back. That's okay. I just need to manually change these. So here I'm just going to have the reason being is because we've added a new variable to this setup, and there's a bunch of them that haven't. So I just need to do vector 3.1. So we just need to go through it one by one. So Control C, Control S. Okay, so we're 5, 4. 3. What is? I can't even remember what all this is for, but I'm sure it's good. Okay. Control V. Oh yeah, so yeah, because this is quite a generic script which generally deals with the concept of hovering the mouse over. Right, one more looks like. Let's go for this one. Okay, right. Let's give this a try. Okay, what were we doing again? Oh yeah, that was it. We're just checking to see that we can get the information. Now, we might run into another problem, but this will be another easy problem to deal with. So I'm hoping that we do. We create the other problem. They'll be like, oh, I see where you're going wrong here. So so that I'm not making it up, I think the problem that we'll have is when we hover over the this, the box is going to be slightly going over the edge. No. Right. Okay. Everything's fine. We're all fine. Hold on. Let me just go Control Shift P. Let's find out what the problem is. Okay. So I was so sure that was going to work. Right. Let me just quickly sort of. Sorry, music suddenly changed quite a bit. I was so sure that was going to work fine. Let's have a look. Let's see if this actually has any effect. Nope, it doesn't. Let me find out what I've done, basically. I have a feeling there might be a certain point which... right, let me just get rid of things that we don't need. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. This bad boy. So, we've set up here. Let's go to this definition. We have now assigned the scale vec there. So... I definitely shouldn't have unpaused, so I could have checked a few things, but that's fine. And we've got this scale vec. So what I should do actually is when we when we hover over again, we're just going to check that it does say vector 2 there. Just check that the information's gone over. And if that doesn't... there we go. Right, don't worry, it'll be really quick. So, pause. I'm going to hover over here. So it does know that the scale vec is 2, 2. That's fine. It just means that at some point down the line, it gets turned back to vector 1. And I've just got to work out why that is the case. Right, as long as we know, we're kind of partially there. So, drone. So upon setup, yes, it has set this up. We just got to work out why it's not working. So upon enter, let's go to this definition again, where we've got this scale vec here, which definitely makes it bigger. And, oh, intended scale. Huh. Oh. Okay. I think I see the problem. Intended scale is 1. So, I mean, actually, this is going to be a bit frustrating. What I could do if I wanted to is... so it looks like I've kind of dealt with this problem altogether. It's just when creating the info box, this one is actually what changes the scale altogether. So let's go to this definition. Yeah, I see the problem. Okay, we might have a little bit of undoing to do. Oh, wow, nice going. Oh, nice one. Oh, by the way, I'll have to... hold on. Yeah, I've given you a follow. It'd be cool actually to see how it goes, to see your next game and stuff. Right, where are we? Create info box. So yeah, that's it, the problem. The intended scale. So what I kind of needed to do, I think I might need to undo a few things. So what we really need to do is work out a way of changing this intended scale. So that's, yeah, so I might have to undo some of the problems that I've done. But that's okay. That's all right. That's part of the learning process. So where were we? Master script. Over here, yeah, because the problem is this intended scale is basically the size that it's going to come across. But like it just gets a bit confusing because it's seeing the size of the life bar. I mean, I suppose one thing which I could do, which is probably it's probably the wrong way to go about it, but a strong argument is, why is the life bar like half the vector size? I mean, is that the same with all the life bars? Let me just have a look. So this life bar here, it is 0.5. I think that it is probably more diplomatic to leave it 0.5 because I'm sure I made it 0.5 and not 1 for a good reason, because otherwise it'd be too big. Right, so we just need to work out another thing. So what we'll do first is okay, I'm going to change. This is going to I'm going to change a few things and create some more error messages. But let's see. You know what? Let me put, because I've now got this whole timer thing. I am going to see if I can fix absolutely everything in 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Okay, that is what I've got. Which is. Right, 12 minutes. Okay. All right. Pure focus. Okay. Right. We are going to change this scale vec into a scale float. Float. Scale float. Okay. Right. Now we just need to absorb all the error messages, which it feels like there should be more than 3, but that's fine. So instead of this, we're going to have float scale float. So over here, this is going to be scale float. At this point here, we're going to change this to float scale float, but it needs to be under lowercase. So now scale float equals, oh no, the other way around. Scale float equals that. Yes, okay. Sorry, there was a red squiggly line that gave me some doubt at some point. Now we just got to fix just quickly cover over these 8 things here. So this will just be 1.0f. Right. Yeah, I reckon I can do this. I can do this. It's fine. Right, we're down to 7. So I don't think we need any of this at all, and we're going to just have intended scale equals scale float. So if ever we're not sure, we always know scale float should be 1, but just on very particular circumstances, it needs to be more than that. So let's just go through. So we're on 7, 6. Oh yeah, sorry. Quickly change music halfway through. All right. So the reason I change is just purely because yeah, okay, right. There we go. It's partly, I don't know if that is, I know what I've got at the moment is royalty free. So let's just make this 2.0f. This still might not fix everything, but I think it will. So here we go. This is going to be 1.0f. And obviously there's a chance, I think this is fine though. Right, so 9 minutes. I think we're on easy street here. There's no problem whatsoever. Right. And I think this will be just useful as well in the future. So if ever we need some info to be particularly much bigger, we can just change this scale float and it should be no problem. Let's go clear all this. Got 2 more left. 1.0f. Another big problem when it comes to game development is when you try and do one thing and you fix one thing, but at the cost of breaking 3 other things. But I think this has been a good. This should be okay. Right. Okay. Have we got any more error messages? Right. Okay. I'm still going to check to see if this does work. Right. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, we're now back to the other problem. But let's see if I can still fix that at the same time. So I think all we really need to do, if I go Control-Shift-S, Control-Shift-P, we just got to kind of work out where we would want the information to be. So I think that kind of looks okay. If it comes to the left, that probably makes sense. So let's find out what our... so this card info, it's currently, let's see, if I was to do, say, -6, and... So actually, no, it probably does need to be -6.2, and Y is 1. Yeah, -6.21. So now the info is always going to... This is going to be the local vector that we're going to set for. So -6.21. Now there's different ways we can deal with this, and I think let's do this the easiest one. So first of all, it doesn't need to be proportional. And when we're actually setting up over here in the monster drone scripts here, I've put it as vector 3. That's vector 3.0 is where I'm looking for it to go, the sort of local position. But now if I just do new vector 3 -6.2f, and I think, did I say 1? I'm not sure now. Let's give that a try though. Right. Let's go Control S. Right, and it'll work. It'll be brilliant. Okay. Right, let's give this a try. Because what I also want to do as well is I'm going to end turn now. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Right, adds 10 attack to the end. Adds 10 attack at the end of each turn. Yeah, that's fine. This is information of stuff. Yeah, okay. All right, brilliant, sorted. Right, now what I want to do as well. Now this one's going to be a little bit trickier, and I've made. Actually, no, it should be fine. What we're looking to do now is all of the moves that don't attack. Right, and this is quite a big sort of move. This is a big, bold move that I'm making here, and I might run myself into trouble. But I've noticed whenever I'm playing, whenever I'm sort of playing my game, like testing a few things, I notice whenever the enemy doesn't attack, it's like such a big advantage. It's like, oh right, in that case, it's very easy from here. Anyway, we'll stop the timer. It looks like I've completed the thing which I was looking to do, but yeah, and so I want to make it so that there's quite a few moves where you don't attack. I want to make sure that almost every move that you have, you're always going to attack for, even if it's just a little bit. Like for example with the drones, it's going to be, say, maybe 1/4 the attack value, just purely so you are constantly, there is that constant like threat the entire time. I don't know the easiest way of doing that, but that is what we're going to work on. Right. So, how do I make a start on that? So what we don't need to be in this anymore. I've just got to work out exactly where. I think it's the monster master. Actually, I think it's the monster action script. Let's go edit this one. I think this one deals with most of the problems. Oh yeah, actually, yeah, this one deals with most of everything. Yeah, these are all the actual actions that are going to happen. So what we could do to start with is... right. Yeah. Right. Okay. I've got to actually think this through. So, yeah. So when we've got the scrap drone, the rage drone, and the heal drone, it's just those 3 drones, and maybe these ones as well, actually. But I think instead of actually changing what they do, we just need to change how they are visualized first. So before we can do any of that. Control MO, let's close all of this. Actually, I'm just going to close all but this, so I can just kind of, I've got a bit more of a clean palette, and then we'll edit this one. Because I've got a certain function where you can get, where it changes the pictures, and that's what I'm looking to do. So I think actually the easiest way of me doing that is by just starting the game and then going. And what I mean by that is, let's have a look, where are we? Right, so this bad boy here, where you've got the 2 arrows, this is like this whole game object is being changed so that it can compensate for whatever the action is doing. So however we change this is how we can change all the pictures. So edit script, monster attack symbol script, that sounds perfect. Okay. So set all values. Let's find all the references here. Okay. Oh, okay. So I just need to work this out. Right, so this is what sets all the values. So we put in the monster attack class. Gosh. Am I looking at the wrong thing here? I remember actually having this problem before. So the... Maybe I'm not setting the values that I need. Okay. Right, I'm going to just have to stare for a little bit. Right, where are we? So... Because you know when you kind of look at things, you think, where am I going with this? Like, what does this function do? I've obviously made this a while ago. So let's have a look. Monster attack class. Because I've got to work out. Actually, it's basically what is happening to these sprite renderers here. So let's find all these references. That's the fade away. Oh. Okay. All right. I think I understand now. So we are setting... So I think, yeah, so we're actually putting the monster attack class. That's it. That's why I got confused. It's because the monster attack class is something entirely different. So let's go to this definition here. This is what we're after. Okay. All right. We can relax a little bit now. So... at what point are we actually affecting this monster attack class? So if I go find all references here, yeah, this is the one. So now we can just, I believe this is it. Right, this is the bit of key. So where was it in the end? So this was in potential enemy attack script. So here is where we're changing all the sprites. So, so first of all, basic attack. Let's just go through all the ones that we want to change. So rage. We're actually going to have 2, and we want to attack first, then for it to rage. And so the basic attack is action symbol sprites 1. And home. So returning ints, it's going to be over there. So what I'm essentially doing is I'm changing the generic rage thing, because I want it to be rage. I want it to attack and give himself attack as well. So returning ints 1 equals that. Returning ints 0 equals monster SO dot monster attack, and hopefully it will over 4 that should work. So it's like quarter the attack, so it'll only be like, say, maybe 5 or 6 attack, but he's enraging and getting stronger at the same time, so that should be fine. I also want to do the same for heal, so we'll have to test all of these skills out at some point. I think I just quickly set all this up, and then we make a monster to test all these abilities out. So the heal is going to be that. That's fine. There's going to be 2 returning ints. We want Control C. So it's not as though it's going to be the biggest attack, but I just don't like the idea that a monster you go through an entire turn and the monster literally doesn't attack at all. So that looks about right. Oh, hold on. Here we go. We need to just change these booleans as well. So show text is going to be true, true. And this will be true, true. Totem smash is fine. Heal drone. 2. And so, yeah, the purpose of all of this so that'll be that, and that'll be 1. Control Z. Action symbol sprites 1. The reason I'm doing action symbol sprites 1 is because I know that's of a sword. So that's just to indicate we're doing a small attack and we're creating the heal drone. And I think this one is true and false. I think that's all good. The thing which we've got to be a bit cautious of is when we're dividing by 4. In fact, how does... Oh, wait a sec. I think I need to do the maths similar to this. In fact, let me copy this. So I'm going to go Control C. The reason being is whenever you're dividing an integer by another integer, in Unity you seem to get a little bit of grief. So I'm actually just going to do 1 over 4, or I could just do monster attack over 4. I think I prefer that. So let me just quickly change all that for the others as well. So Control C. If you're multiplying, it's no problem. Times divide by 4. Let me try that again. Control C. Yeah. So I just want them to do a small attack and then do the thing that they were going to do. Yeah. So this, at the moment, all we've done is just... so the rage drone as well, we're going to do the same. So that's going to be 2. That's going to be 1 over there. Action symbol sprites 1, comma, and that will be true. And what these booleans are here to indicate is to whether we want to show the text. So if you're attacking, you do want to see how much damage you're doing. But when you're making a drone, there's not really any number that you can connect. So that number wouldn't mean much to anyone. And then the scrap drone, we're going to do the same again. Now this might take a little while to test it properly. Oh, nice. Okay, right. I had my autocorrect do the thing that I wanted it to do. Okay, so that needs to be true. Right, and hyper beam is always going to just remain 1. I mean, what we could do in theory is we could make hyper beam. We could make a second picture of an arrow going backwards, because the idea hyper beam, it does a big chunk of damage and then the enemy jumps back. So that's something that I could do. I don't have to, but I could do that. Right. Okay. So now. If I stop and then play, we might get a few. Yeah, is that a? Yeah, it's not quite 9,000 damage. It's only, but it's just. I think interestingly enough, though, when I created Hyper Beam, a lot of people, like my brother and some other people who played it, realised it was far too strong because he would actually do a move where he would get stronger as he's moving closer. So he's already enraged himself and then he's doing double damage, which is quite often enough to literally just kill you in one go. It's like, what? I haven't even played the game yet. I've just died. You know. So that is exactly what I was looking for. I am really happy with that outcome. So as it is at the moment, this actually stands for nothing because he's just going to create the drone, and nothing's going to happen. But you can still hover over the drone. What we're going to work on now, and this shouldn't take too long at all, is oh, by the way, yeah, Alex Simi, how's it rocking as well? Yeah, how's it going? What I should be working on is and it shouldn't take too long, is every attack, to make sure he actually does do the attack each time. So 8 damage isn't too bad. But it's just, I just want it to just be a little bit, it's just to be at least a threat, because I find it too forgiving when you're playing the game and they just have got a move where they're not doing any attack damage at all. Right. So, monster action script. So what ones have we got to change? So this is the rage routine. And what we need to do is, I just want to have a quick look at the order just to check. So monster held script. So this is the thing where he's actually getting stronger. But about here, fit in small attack. Okay. So this might be a little tricky, but let's see. So we just need access to our what's the parent script? Yeah. So this might be a little tricky, but that shouldn't be too hard. Okay. So what's actually happening in the basic attack routine? So he's bouncing over, the screen's shaking. We're then doing the main action sprites there, and then we're going back to the idle animation, screen shaking, and then we're doing, that's it. This is the number that we're after. So it's so we kind of need to copy most of this, but it doesn't need to be quite as big a deal. I need to work out a nice quick way of doing this, because at the moment I'm going to have to copy quite a lot to actually fit this in. Right, let me think this through. You know what? We copy it and then we just work out what bits we're going to do. We're going to get rid of. Dealing with damage. So that's where he's bouncing back to his original point. So yeah, unfortunately, it looks like we need all of this, which is fine. It's fine. But we're just going to kind of get rid of the bits that we don't want. So Control C, and once we've done this once, it's simply a matter of copying and pasting for all the others. But so I'm going to leave a nice big space all the way around, because maybe we don't actually need him to bounce over. Let's have a look. What could? Oh yeah. So. Because yeah, essentially all of this code is all we need. It just feels very ugly to oh yeah, so we can get rid of that. Just feels very ugly to do all of this, to just copy and paste this code every time. Maybe we could have something like okay, yeah, because I'm trying to sort of think outside the box, and I think we should have a routine that's called something like quick attack routine, which is going to be most of this code, but with a few things scaled down, yeah, because the important part here, where we've got the attack damage, this is the bit that we need to do. So I think I'm going to do that now. First of all, we need a public bool. Quick, no, internal busy. We'll call it internal busy. Right, and I'm going to copy all of this. Control C, and then go Control MO, and then at the bottom underneath here, we're going to have a private. In fact, we could even have it as a public. Public void quick attack. If I can spell it right. Quick attack. Private I enumerator. Quick attack routine. And now we're going to have internal busy equals true, and we also want to start coroutine quick attack routine. And we also want integer attack damage. I'm going to use that attack damage there as an argument, and then int attack damage. Okay, now if I just go like right in the middle here, we're just going to copy all of this. We'll probably get an error message there, which is fine. It looks like we got a bit of a problem there, which is no problem. I'm just going to have int. In fact, we can just have int chom equals there. But I do want this attack to be a little bit quicker than a normal attack. Right. Let me have a look. Okay. So. So let's just say that was all we were going for. So internal busy, it does all of that. It then deals with the damage. And I think that's all we need to do. So what we would do on the follow-up is go. So given that we want the create drone routine, and I guess we're going to be doing the same anyway. So I just want to have here's where it gets interesting. No, maybe not. So we need to have a look. Held parent script current monster attack class. I think that needs to be 1 because that's the wrong number. Whereas we're going to use the this a bit later. Okay. Okay. Quick attack. Control V. That can be 0. While internal busy yield return null. So let's see. This is a bit of a long shot. I think this should work now. Where we've got the heal one. Oh no, this rage one. I think, as much as all this is fine, I think we can just get rid of this now and just go quick attack. While internal busy. And the reason we have internal busy is it's because I'm doing a routine within this same script. So we're waiting for it to do its like internal routine to then go back to the original routine that it was on. It's just kind of useful. So when from outside, when we're doing this, it's still busy, even during internal busy, and even when internal busy isn't busy, it's still normal busy. Gosh, that is really I have definitely not explained that very well at all. Okay, here we go. Right. So we have now. Have I? Yeah, the reason I'm changing this is because remember when I was setting all those numbers earlier, I believe. So it was actually, where was it? It was monster, potential monster enemy attacks. Yeah. So these returning ints are part of setting up the attack ints. So yes, so all of these returning ints that we've made, that's the same. Oh yeah, but we'll worry about all that later. Don't worry about that. So basically, all of this has boiled down to what we want to happen is if I press play again. What we're hoping to happen is when he arrives, he's got his trash. He's going to create a drone, but he's also going to attack for 8 damage as well. And we want to check that he does do the attack. So we're on 100 life. Let's see if this works. and he creates the drone, and everything's brilliant. Okay, alright, that actually works. Right, fantastic. I thought that was going to be a lot more of a pain than I thought. Okay, brilliant, wicked, big win. Okay, nice. That's good, actually. I'm glad we've got that bit done. So now that that works there, what I kind of want to do is, first of all, fit that quick attack into all the relevant places, which I don't think will take very long. In fact, I've mostly done it now. Action sequence. So we just basically need to just copy this, Control C. So during the rage routine, he does a bit of damage. During the heal routine, he does a bit of attack beforehand. So rage, heal, totem smash. Yeah, that's everything. All right, that is all of the things sorted. So what I kind of want to do now is, because I know for a fact that one of the characters, Blobbo, has does a heal and an enrage, and I want to check that Blobbo will still do the new attacks that we've created, and we can kind of check both of them at the same time. That's why I just feel it's quite convenient. If I can do both things at once, it's quite useful. Okay, so yeah, let's have a look. So 17 attack, that's what we're expecting. Let's just take that on the chin. Now I think, so yeah, now he's going to gain 4 attack. Oh yeah, okay. So I've got the actual wording wrong there, but that's not too much of a problem. But in theory, he should be attacking for 4, taking me down to 79, and then enraging, making himself stronger. So let's see if that works. So, yep, and he's getting himself stronger. So now, yeah, and this bit here, so he's now going to attack for 7 and then heal for 20. So let's see if I can... Is there any way that I've got that I can do any damage here? No. No, there isn't. Okay. So... right. But that's okay. That's when he's healing as well. So I am making it. I'm making the whole game a bit tougher. But now his normal attack is just a little bit higher. Okay. So another thing that we do need to sort out, but I won't do this on stream, is I need to sort out the wording. Like when you hover over the attack, at the moment it said gain 4 attack damage, whereas what I wanted it to say was attack for 4 and gain 10 attack damage. But that's just purely because I needed to update a few things. But so that's not too much of a problem. Okay, right. So that is good. I'm happy with that. Right, where are we going next? So what I kind of want to do now. Now I've got to work this out because one thing, actually, I don't know if Code Rad's still about. Me and Code Rad have had quite a few sort of discussions. He's had a little play, and one thing that I'd want to do is let's see if I can create a scenario where I can do this. Here we go. So now that we've got defenders, I want the ability for you to hover over that rough area and there a bit of text come up saying like you have this many defenders, or like, you know, so you can hover over each bit. So at the moment I've got it's not the best deck to actually try to get this to work. So this still works. Yeah. Okay. I just haven't worked out exactly the best way to fit that. So I suppose... actually, this shouldn't be too hard at all, to be honest. Okay, I've got an idea. So first of all, we need to play... In fact, I'm going to do a quick timer. Timer for... Oh yeah, probably better switch it on as well. Right, 12 minutes. Let's see if I can do that entire concept in 12 minutes. This is quite optimistic, to be honest. But what we need to do first of all is where we actually have these bean post scripts, there's quite a lot of information attached to it. So the colour here... So all we really need to do is go into the bean post script in the editor. So bean post go. Okay, so this is exactly what we're after. And ideally, we have some sort of hitbox that covers, like, this is going to be, we're going to have to be a little bit creative here, but 2D box collider, that kind of goes along this way, but I think, can I angle the box colliders? I'm pretty sure I can. I definitely should be able to. So, center is there. Oh, I don't know if I can. Okay, that does actually make things a bit more difficult. I just assumed I would have. This is one of those things that I just kind of just assumed I'd be able to angle the box glider. So if that is not the case, if I can't angle it, because I kind of want to angle it so that it covers everything else, but if I were to try and do that, I actually need probably a separate game object to hover over, which is no problem. We can do that. So let me get rid of that. Remove component. So I'm going to go create. So create empty. Hover beam. Hover info game object. Alright, and so if we just add component 2D box collider, that's absolutely fine. So now, if I were to angle just this whole object, rotation, not that one, I think it's the Z, something like that, okay. Because I think that should be, we can make it a little bit smaller. 3.2. Make it, yeah, I just kind of want to make sure I've got the right sort of size. So maybe 2.5, 2.7. I think that looks good. So first of all, going to just test to see if all of this, if the actual hover thing works. So edit script, Control-M-O. So will it be easier if I just so to make any hovering work, I've just got to kind of work out the right thing to do here, because I can't use a simple hover coolman script that I used before, because that only works if you've got one bit of information that you're updating it every time. Where if it's the same information, whereas this one is going to be ever changing. So what we'll need to do first is go using, I don't know why I only gave myself 12 minutes, I definitely should have given myself longer. Unity Engine dot event systems, and then we're going to have I pointer enter handler, I pointer exit handler. Right, and the only reason we're getting these error messages at this precise moment, we're going to have right at the bottom, is we need to add a function, which is public void on pointer enter, and then we need to add pointer enter data PED. What does any of this mean, right? It is interesting. So I've done this function about like a good sort of 30-40 times over the last year, and what does pointer event data? No idea, but it's just in order for this function to work, you need to have this as an argument, right? And then that gets rid of that red squiggly bit, which is probably a terrible, terrible methodology to actually teaching people. But I just feel like at the moment I don't really ever need that pointer event data. I think it's to do with like the info on where the pointer is coming to, but I just don't lose too much sleep over that. So on pointer exit, so now what we want to do is right. Here we go. So let me have a. So where I've got hover infoman call script. Let's have a look at that. I am Redeed. I am Redeed. Awesome name. Absolutely awesome name. How's it all rocking? Oh, wicked. The timer was for me to try and fix something, which is actually quite optimistic for me to see if I can do in time. But I'm still going to go for it. Because I normally give myself certain goals and I give timers. So my current goal is to try and make it so that you can hover over different different units to find out how many of each unit you've got. And because when it comes over, I've made a very basic hover script, but I'm going to make a slightly more evolved, because the number of units can change. I'm kind of using part of another script to essentially get the information that I need. So if I have, we can actually just copy that. Yeah, that's fine. I think we need that information, but we just change a few things as well. So if and we've probably got a key number of so let's have a look. So the held unit type and actual number of beans. So I think that's what we need. So first of all, if actual number of beans is greater than 0, then now we've got to change all of these squiggly lines. We just need to change it for the thing. So we're going to have string. What we need to do is we need to convert the string type, so the bean unit held, into something else. Into the actual because at the moment we've just got an enum saying where is it, the unit type. That's it, the bean unit type. Whereas we need to change that to oh yes, oh nice. Oh yeah, give it a shot. You might be helping me out a bit as well. Hopefully you like the. I hope you like the game. It's on. Yeah, that's my sort of one of my earlier projects. It's a bit like Tetris. So what we kind of want to do is, in fact, let's go make life easy on ourselves. We're just going to have actual number of beans dot toString plus units. I think that'll make life easier. What we just generally want the transform to be our base trans, so bean post trans should be fine. Yeah, bean post trans. Local info. This is the spawn point. This can just be vector 3.0 for the time being. And then the scale float we can just have as 1.0f. Okay, so what we're hoping, we need a bit of fixing. Oh, did it not? Oh, I do apologise. In that case, I must not have updated it for a while. I can only apologise for that. Let me have a little look. Right. Oh, you are entirely right. Wow. Okay, they must have just taken it off. Let me try again. Oh, oh. Okay, you are. Thank you for letting me know. I think that new link might work. Let me just actually try it myself to check. Yeah, I think that is it. Yeah. Right. Thank you very much for letting me know that. That's going to make life a lot easier for me. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. Like I think it's to do. I think that might be like a different region or something. But I think that one hopefully should work. Yeah, and I'll make sure I get that changed as well. Right. Anyway, where are we? Yes. Unfortunately, for my sins. So does it actually, out of interest, does that link, like, don't worry, you don't actually have to try, but does that link work? Right. Anyway, so let's see if this works. Let me just do one other last little bit. Control C. V. S. Right. I think this is all the info. So this hopefully might not work. Ah, thank you, Epic Games. Here we go. Okay, yeah, that's good. All right. So somehow, in the duration of the stream, I have changed my main wallpaper picture to a part of one of the totems that I've made, and I have no idea how I did that. I'm quite impressed that I'm quite impressed that I've done that. But yeah, so this is the top half of this card, and I don't really know. I mean, this is Windows 10 for you. Anyway, what was I testing? Oh, that was it. We are going to test to see if, right, so at the moment I can't hover over anything, which is intended. But where we've got these beans here, oh, check this out. Oh, that works, doesn't it? Oh, fantastic. Right, brilliant. So at the moment, I obviously need to put a bit more information there, but we now know, like, I need to actually say what type of unit type it is. But now that we've actually got the hitboxes working, that was a lot less effort than I thought it was. So what we need to do now is indicate what... what the actual like bean type it is, which shouldn't be too hard. I feel like I have a feeling that let's go find all the references here. I have a feeling that I've got like something which converts it into a string, but I might be wrong. No, maybe not. Okay. I'm going to just see if there's any other way, any other easy way that I can actually get this. No, there's an easy-ish way. It looks like I didn't quite make it. I use so for for Unity, it's pretty much, it used to use Java, but it's C# is that's my sort of baby. That's the one which I like using the most. Right, so now we just got to get it to say, I think the way which we kind of like, I'm going to get rid of this. We can go on to here, and I think somewhere near the bottom-ish, we got the bean post master script. Let's edit this. And what I kind of want a, near the bottom, right at the bottom here, we're just going to have a public string get convert bean type to string. Okay, so now the argument is going to be a bean unit type. Bean unit type, that's fine. So I'm not 100% sure what you mean. C# keyword for importing library. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure what you mean. Like, oh, yeah, the only, yeah. So when you actually say what language, I just mean as in what programming language. So yeah, and it is literally, for Unity, it's pretty much C#. But you used to be able to use Java. Right, string. Bean type string. equals there. All right, and now we're going to return bean type string, and we're going to have switch bean type case bean unit type dot ranger return ranger. There's probably an easier way of doing this, but so here we're going to have attacker, non-armored attacker, no, we just have the word attacker. Just kind of want to do everything in order, so I'm working from left to right, so it goes left is the ranger, then it's the non-armored attacker, then it's the armored attacker. Oh, right, I see what you're saying. Oh, yes, in that case, yeah, that is, because, like, I know very little about Java, so if ever you see anything that you're thinking, hang on, like, to be honest, I did use a bit of Java for a little while, and I realise it's pretty much the same as C#. I know, obviously, it's, that's more of a subjective statement, but it's quite easy. I mean, that's what I found, actually, especially like when sometimes I'd be looking for code to do a certain thing, and I could only find code in, for example, Java, and I'd be like, okay, I see roughly where it's going, and it's quite easy to convert it into C#. So I'm not actually going to put a plural on there, but it will give me the choice to be able to do that. So armored attacker, non-armored defender. So I'm just going to put defender. And here we're going to have armored defender. And quite often I start doing a bit of code and I realise I don't actually need a certain bit. So armored defender, that's pretty much all we need. So in fact, I don't need any of that. And we just want to have return. Okay. All right. So now that we've done that, we can go on to this bean post script. Right. Let me go over there. Accidentally dragged it off and then put it back on. Okay, we're fine. Right, we're going to go at the bottom here. Right, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to just be back in just 2 seconds. Be right back. Hold on. Right, wicked, yeah, sorry about that. I realised I had my heating on and I was thinking, oh god, I'm actually quite warm now, so I better turn it off. Right, so what have we got here? So what we actually need is get actual number of beans plus the heating. So the what I want to do, I want to try and kind of like utilize the heating. It's just like I don't never really want to keep it on longer than say an hour or something. It's because it was so cold I could barely touch the keyboard. So I thought, no, I'm just gonna go, yeah, bean post master script. Yes, yes. That's why it's such a big deal. Like, because the things I realised I had it on for over an hour. I was thinking, like, it's one of those proper sort of rationing things here. It's why I've taken off. Like, it's why I did have a coat on at the to begin with. Convert bean type to string, and then that'll be held unit type. Plus. So, first of all, that is the number of beans we've got, with a space, followed by, and I think that might be all we need, actually. That is a much better like idea, actually. I quite like that. I think it's, yeah, I mean, I think this is the, as far as like temperature goes, it's probably the worst combination, because it's like the bill is very high and it's one of the like coldest winters we've had for a while. So yeah, it's, you know, and like that, it's that sort of, it's the same thing that kind of everyone in the UK is kind of going through at the moment. Whenever you're turning on the heating, you have got to kind of be like, is it worth it? You know, can I just like just put on multiple layers and I'll be okay? It's just when it comes to streaming, literally just the fact that I've got like my hands there. Oh, KO2 fan, let's rock! Awesome, you've caught us. Actually, Twitch decided I didn't need to be notified today. Oh, right. Oh, really? Oh, gosh. I'm not sure why that happened. I don't think it was anything my end. We were having a discussion about weather. And like in the UK today, we've got the combination of it both being a particularly cold winter and the heating costing a lot more money. So all of us are trying to sort of work out the best strategy for using heating. Right, anyway, so that I think is all we need. I might need to change my deck slightly so that I can make more, I can actually test everything out. So it's not going to look super great to begin with, but this is why we have to make something bad. So let's go get a whole new deck. Let's keep Lakia. Let's keep a few. We just kind of want just a few like normal cards, like Armored Enforcers, sure. Yeah. I'm just kind of. We actually want community as well. Bean community. Let's go add a few of those. That would just make life a bit easier. Right, so I'm just testing a few things now. Oh, how are you doing though, KO2 fan? Right, so at the moment we can't hover over anything because there are no beans. But if I were to put this card here, 5 armoured attackers. So we've got to kind of work out where we would want it. So this is literally just the 0 point. Stop rubbing it in. No, literally, I think a little while ago, you know when you can see your own breath, I think last night it was actually where it was in my house, it was so cold that you can see your own breath, you know, where it kind of, yeah. Right, so this is looking fine, by the way. I kind of want to, now that we've done all of this, so 3 rangers, I kind of want to just have a look at where all the hitboxes are. So where we've got here, where's the Bean Post Island? There we go. Right, so now that we've got all of this, hover. Because let's just have a look as to if that's roughly where we want the... hold on, so... I think that looks okay. Sorry, I just want to I'm just keeping my finger on the screen there because I want to make sure the hover boxes aren't actually covering over each other. So, yeah, that looks okay actually, doesn't it? Yeah, I think that's fine. Because I just want to make sure that, like, kind of you can hover over wherever. Now, what we're going to do next, is where we've actually got the bean post. I just want to make this visible. It doesn't matter that it's black, that's fine. And if I hover over here and then go Control-Shift-P, I kind of want this information to be roughly maybe there. I think that looks fine. Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. I mean, so the only reason I picked beans is purely because I realised that I can actually draw them. And if you actually look, there's. I mean, that's a terrible example, but it's just overall, it's quite easy to draw if you're not very good at drawing. So I think we should have it there, right? So what we're looking at next is what our local position is. So if that was minus 1.25 and that was say 1, I think that looks okay. So that is where we're going to spawn the info every time. But so minus 1.251, that should be easy to remember. Armored attackers. Yeah, it's not super elegant, but I think that's still fine. So minus, yeah, I've just got to write this here. New vector 3 minus 1.25f, comma 1.0f. Okay. Control S. So I guess you'll create the drawing for you. Right. Yeah. No, I mean, like, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, like, kind of, one thing which I've kind of like, as I've kind of got like started to use Asseprite more, I've realised like, so for a while, this isn't anymore, but I used to live. One of my housemates was legitimately, she was an artist. She could draw legitimately. She's probably the best artist that I know. And I was seeing some of the things that she was able to draw, and the sort of things she draws are so good that you just think, oh, no human being actually draws that. It's sort of things that you take sort of for granted. So my scale, I was like thinking, like I need to be drawing that well. It's like, no, there's no way. She's like, I'm never going to be as good as her, but it's just I sort of changed. I was thinking, well, I'll just try and draw it as well as you can. Right, this I think is slightly better, isn't it? Right, okay, right. So that actually looks quite good, doesn't it? I just want to check that, like, kind of you can still hover over. Yeah, and even if you're above 50 attackers or anything, it will still sort of show. Okay, all right. So we're covering things. Ideally, yeah, I kind of want this information to be slightly more visible, but I haven't really worked out what I can do with that yet. No, I mean, like, I think, it's one of those where kind of like I've kind of stuck with it. It's like, oh, why not sentient beings? Nope, that's it, sticking with it the whole time. I haven't really put as much thought. Do I like that? I think I do. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be a little bit rude. I need to actually head off now because I need to get ready for like food and stuff. But yeah, I think I'm happy with the progress that we've made. So what we've done today is we've created two new totem cards. I've created 2 new totem cards, and I have sorted some hovering, and I've made the enemies just a little bit more challenging. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. 8 p.m. Oh right. Oh, fair enough. Oh, so you're not from the US, I'm guessing. Ah, yeah. Sorry, I was. Yeah. But like, yeah, it's more like kind of. I've realised. Yeah, I've got to get a few things ready, and I've. I will kind of get whisked away for too long otherwise. Because the next big thing is going to take like quite a while. So I'll explain actually roughly what I'm looking to do next. I am looking to. If we go on to, let's see if I can actually bring up the screen. Scenes, title scene. Yeah, we can save that. That's fine. So, what I'm going to do next episode, just to keep everyone excited, it's like, oh, by the way, thank you. Sorry, yes. Oh yes, awesome. Even though I don't know, I didn't see it come up on the screen, but oh, fair play, yeah. Let's have a look. So, oh yeah, of course, it just takes a little while to load up. Yeah, no, thank you very much for the follow. But once I'm assuming, yeah, there we are. Sorry, right, it's fine now. We're going to make, and I'm going to try and work out. So, gosh, I tell you what, this is taking a bit longer than it should. Right, so where we have these Rumple tokens, I'm going to have a button where you can actually spend the Rumple tokens, even though it's on 0. But I'm going to have no, actually, if ever you're to try and guess what I do outside of streaming, I think you would it would take you a very long period of time. But I'll let you know. I work in the hospital. I'm the guy that gives the surgeon the instruments during an operation. No, no, yeah. So yeah, but like, don't worry. It's yeah, but it's work, you know. It's like, to me, streaming is the fun bit, you know. But I need to pay the bills and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, at some point I would like to get sort of a job in game development, you know. But you know, like, for the time being, hospital work is fine, isn't it? Right. Anyway, right. That is probably going to be me for the time being, because I need to start getting a few things sorted. But thank you very, very much for stopping by. And yeah, KO2 fans, sorry that I know it seems like you've just arrived. Now I suddenly stopped. And what's worse is I'm giving you a teaser as to what I'm going to do next episode. So next episode we're going to make a shop so that we can spend the Rumple tokens. But yeah, no, like I say, it looks like I sort of tried to say, oh no, KO2 fans here, God, get out. But it is literally just, yeah, it's like, yeah, I realised that I do actually, it's like, I need to get stuff sorted. But anyway, thank you very, very much for stopping by. I'm going to see who I can raid, and I'll see you later. Oh yeah, rock and roll. Oh, by the way, yeah, Code Rad is absolutely awesome. Really cool guy.
How's everything? So I'm doing kind of a little bit of marketing because I've been really lazy throughout the week, and I was doing all the fun stuff basically. I'm gonna make their hair on the green maybe. Oh really? Awesome. Let me know when you update the demo. Oh yeah, guys, check out Zach's game if anyone is here from Not Zach's Raid. Wishlist of game. It was so